So depth's going to matter eventually for the Texans. And there's one thing that I just kind of want to touch on. And in a perfect world, this trade means nothing. In a perfect world, this trade means nothing. And it doesn't backfire. And we don't look back at it as something that was a big mistake for the Texans. But I think offensive line depth is concerning. And the Cam Robinson signing, while it was a lot of money wasted, I think Cam Robinson is probably one of the better backup left tackles in the league, to where if someone gets hurt or he needs to go in there, that you feel better about that than you do the alternatives. You definitely feel better about it than you do Blake Fisher. And they've shown you that they don't want to play Blake Fisher. And we don't know if Trent Brown's ready. And they're signing guys off the street and potentially playing them there. So you can roll around without car insurance. I wouldn't encourage it. I've never done it. And if you don't get pulled over and if you don't get in a wreck, then you're not going to notice. But a lot of times, as soon as you start rolling around with the car without the car insurance, something bad happens. And that's what I wonder when it comes to this trade. And what makes it even stranger is it just doesn't seem to philosophically align with what the Texans have said and what they said a few days before they made this deal. Let's just go back. I asked DeMeco Ryans about the CJ Gardner-Johnson deal. And I do think this was in the best interest of the team because he wasn't good. They have young guys behind him. Jalen Reed can come back. MJ Stewart's been playing fine. And they're in position to where if they think he's a pain in the ass, get rid of him. And they hang their hat on saying every move they make is in the best interest of the team. I asked DeMeco Ryans about that. This was what he said.
Do you think it was in the best interest of the team?
Yeah, because it's my decision to move on. I know it's best for my team.
Was it performance or something else? There's been a lot of news reports on it.
Yeah, I'm not going to go into all the details of it. It was coming from me, the head coach. It's my team. It was the best for our team. And that's why I made the decision, so I'm not going into any further details on it.
Okay, it's my team. I know what's in the best interest. Every move we make is in the best interest. Okay, that's cool. But then a few days later, they trade Cam Robinson, and this is what DeMeco Ryan said to Cody Stoots when asked about the move.
Right now, we traded Cam to the Browns today. It gives Cam an opportunity to go play. Cam wants to play, so it gives him an opportunity to do that, and we wish Cam nothing but the best. He's handled himself the right way since he's been here. He's done everything the right way, everything that we asked him to do. So we wanted to do right by him and give him the opportunity.
All right, so he wanted to play more, so you traded him? Okay. I mean, is that in the best interest of the team? That would be my question. Is that in the best interest of the team? He wants to play more, so we got rid of him. He's an overpaid backup tackle. I get that. You're not getting all that money back, so you make that move? I don't get it. Nick Caserio was on with Mark and John, and I figured he would be asked about it. He was. Let's hear what Caserio's explanation was about the Cam Robinson trade. And keep in mind, Nick Caserio is Mr. Best Interest of the team.
I mean, we signed Cam in the spring, kind of had some question marks there, a little bit of tackle. We felt we had a good tackle situation. Tay's been out there kind of over the last however many weeks, and just felt like it made sense for both parties involved. I mean, Cam's probably going to get an opportunity to play a little bit more there in Cleveland, and we're going to go with Tay. Obviously, got to still make sure that we have some depth. We have Blake. It's a third tackle. I mean, Trent Brown's in the building as well, and there's probably some other players that we might need at some point. But Cam was good to work with. He's probably going to get a good opportunity here in Cleveland. So in the end, we just felt probably that was the best way to go and made the most sense for everybody involved.
Well, this goes back to the spring when you're in free.
So maybe we have to play Blake Fisher. That's the plan. The guy that y'all did everything that you could to not play, Blake Fisher, all of a sudden. Again, no car insurance, no wreck. Don't get pulled over. Great. I just don't know that this was in the best interest of the team. I don't really get it. I would have rather have just kept Cam Robinson around just in case something happened. Because now I don't know what that looks like. And if there is an injury, and would say you look at Baltimore and you really look at like any football team, eventually something happens to where you need your depth. You can make a case that when it came to backups, I'm not sitting here saying that I do cartwheels at the thought of Cam Robinson being on the football field, but I think you can do a lot worse backup left tackle. Still a waste of money. And CJ Gardner-Johnson too. But you're not going to do too much better than that. And the offensive line's already thin. Now you're basically rolling around without insurance. And there's just always, I always have the extreme adjustment front office theory. And the second that I knew Bill O'Brien was in over his head was when he made the DeAndre Hopkins trade. And it wasn't just the fact that he traded DeAndre Hopkins. It was the fact that he traded DeAndre Hopkins for David Johnson and took on David Johnson's contract when it was clear to anyone with eyes that David Johnson was washed. And the more extreme thing about that, and this is where the extreme adjustment theory comes in, is a short time before that, they offered Carlos Hyde $4 or $5 million, and he turned it down. So that was their first option at running back. They then decide to trade one of their best players, one of the best players in franchise history, for a running back that's a fallback plan that's a worse player at that point. That's extreme. You can kind of go back to the Texans last year. They, according to reports, according to Alpha Aaron Wilson.
Hey, bro. Alpha Aaron here.
They tried to trade for Keenan Allen, and they apparently didn't want to trade a third-round pick next year. They decided we don't want to trade a third-round pick next year, so we're going to hold on to that. Well, what's their adjustment? They make the Stephon Diggs trade. Didn't go great. Is what it is. They had the extra pick with the Vikings, but it's kind of the extreme adjustment front office theory. So you overpay Cam Robinson. He ends up getting beat out by a rookie. He's still a pretty good backup left tackle, and you trade him because he wants to play, and now all of a sudden you're rolling extra thin at O-line? I don't know. We'll keep an eye on that, but it doesn't seem to be in the best interest of the team to get rid of a good backup left tackle. But maybe they're able to roll around and not get pulled over, and there's no wrecks or anything like that. We'll see. But I'm a little bit skeptical about it. I don't think this was a smart move. I'm hoping for the best. We'll see.